Some of you may know him as Ant-Man, but basketball fans know him as Anthony Edwards, who plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll take a deep dive into his lifestyle, which will include his house, cars, and net worth. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, Roger Cruth and Yvette Edwards welcomed a bouncing baby boy on August 5th, 2001. Now you might be wondering where he got the nickname Ant-Man from. It's not from his friends. He got his name at the tender age of 3 from his dad. He wasn't a basketball lover from the start. I know you're wondering, how could this be? Edwards was actually a great football player from a young age in Pop Warner. He was a star player and played lots of different positions on the gridiron. He was actually one of the top running backs in the country when he was 10 years old. He developed his interest in basketball after watching his brother play and thinking it seemed more fun. In the 9th grade, he was trained by Justin Holland, an Atlanta-based basketball trainer. During his high school days, Edwards trained in various youth camps. Known for his flashy dunks, Ant-Man also likes to soar in his Lamborghini Urus on Forgiato wheels. With the V8 engine, this baby goes up to a whopping 641 horsepower. Edwards chose to pop it off a bit with a sick blue interior. The blue steering wheel is definitely top-notch. This set of wheels is estimated to cost around $250,000. Being that he only just finished his second season in the NBA, he doesn't own a house currently but does reside in Atlanta, Georgia. As a dog lover, he owns 2 dogs that are his best friends. In 2020, Edwards dated Janine Robel, who was about 8 years older than him. Their relationship was really private, so not much is known. However, they did break up only after a few months. In 2021, he started dating a woman named Shannon. It's actually Chief Keef's baby mama, and their relationship popped up on social media. Ant-Man is popular all over social media and has over 1 million followers on Instagram and over 123,000 followers on Twitter. The death of any loved one will leave a vacuum in your life, but it can be especially hard when it's someone as special as your mother. Edwards, being the last of 3 kids, had a relationship with his mother and siblings that was so close. His relationship with his mom became so strong that he became his mom's sleeping buddy. He was in 8th grade when the great tragedy occurred, the death of his beloved mother. What a loss he suffered at such a young age. 8 months later, he was still recovering from such a huge blow. Life dealt him another hand. Another tragedy struck. It was his grandmother's death, and he lost another important jewel in his life. Edwards was quoted as saying the following: "My grandma, she was like our backbone. She did everything for us. When we didn't have money, didn't have lights, and couldn't pay the bills, she'd come through. She worked at a post office, so she always had money." They both died of cancer. What a painful way to go. He celebrated the lives of his mom and grandma on his draft night with pictures of them side by side. Despite his tough childhood with the passing of his beloved mother and grandmother, Edwards never lost hope of his basketball dreams. If you're a basketball fan, this probably won't be the first time you've seen Edwards wearing the number 5 on his jersey. You've probably been wondering why this is. And it's just a way of honoring his mother and grandmother, who both passed away on the 5th of the month. Anthony Edwards went to Holy Spirit Prep in Atlanta, where he averaged 29 points and 9 rebounds during his senior year. He made his college debut for the Georgia Bulldogs, and he scored 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 steals in a win, giving him the highest scoring output in a Georgia freshman debut. He also recorded a season-high 37 points later that year. He's in the books as the first Georgia freshman to score at least 37 points in a game, and he also became the top scorer on his team and among freshmen nationwide. His impressive first season earned him the following honors: second team All-SEC, SEC Freshman of the Year, and 4-time SEC Freshman of the Week. In the 2020 NBA Draft, he was the number 1 pick by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Edwards also had more debut success, putting up 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists in 25 minutes in a win against the Detroit Pistons. Luck was on his side as he was supposed to be a substitute at first, but injuries to the main roster gave him an early chance to be a starter. In his first season with the Timberwolves, Edwards played 72 games and started 55 of them. At the end of the season, his impact on the team got him various recognitions, such as runner-up in Rookie of the Year voting, NBA All-Rookie First Team, and he became the 3rd youngest player to score 40-plus points in NBA history. Ant-Man just finished his second season averaging 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, leading the Timberwolves to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years and only the second time in 18 years. What an impressive way to start an NBA career. The famous Ant-Man signed a 4-year contract with the Timberwolves in 2020 when he was the number 1 pick in the draft. He'll rake in $44 million over the life of his rookie contract. That's an average of $11 million per year. As his deal expires in 2024, he would be given a qualifying offer for 1 year at $17.5 million from the Timberwolves, giving him a chance to accept or reject the offer. If Edwards accepts the qualifying offer, he plays for a year under the contract and then becomes an unrestricted free agent by 2025. At this stage in his career, we think the Timberwolves will definitely want to lock him up for a long time. He hasn't made an All-NBA team or All-Star team yet, but if he does in the next 2 years, he could be eligible for a huge extension. As of right now, his second contract will likely be over $130 million. You might be wondering if this young kid has an endorsement deal to his name. Yeah, he actually does. In 2020, he had his first and only endorsement deal to date, and it was with Adidas. This made him one of the few NBA stars to be endorsed by Adidas over Nike in basketball. Now he joins the rank of Damian Lillard, James Harden, and Derrick Rose to have an Adidas deal to their name. With all his endorsement deals and salaries, Edwards has a net worth of $14 million. Playoff debut? No big deal. Ant actually made some history at his first ever playoff game. The 36 points he dropped in Game 1 were the most points ever scored by a Wolves player in their first career playoff game. Meet Ant Jr. That's the name of one of Anthony's pups, which, yes, is short for Anthony Edwards Jr., named after himself. Anthony says Ant Jr. is the best dog in the world, is super confident like his dad, and even has his very own Twitter account. Everyone knows who Alex Rodriguez is. Well, everyone except Anthony. Believe it or not, before A-Rod purchased the Timberwolves, Ant had no idea who he was. He's since learned of A-Rod's superstardom, but he says he really just wants him to be happy. Priorities. Ant once paused a post-game press conference to order himself some food. He wouldn't take any questions until he placed his McDonald's order, which he said came straight off the value menu. This number 1 draft pick actually had his eyes on a different sport. Anthony says football was his first love, and his childhood dream was to play in the NFL. He was a superstar running back, but ultimately chose basketball once he realized what he could achieve. If you like this video, you might like LaMelo Ball's lifestyle video. Now, do you think Anthony Edwards can make the T-Wolves a playoff contender again? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching.